Tim Geithners' financial overhaul plan would be the single largest expansion of government authority over the financial system since the Great Depression. But does Geithner think it's a big deal? Nah. I was actually watching the testimony the other day, and his congressman comes on, and I'm like, go get him, congressman. Watch this.
You realize how radical your proposal is.
It's not a radical proposal.
Oh, it's absolutely. You're talking about seizing private businesses, and you don't consider that to be radical?
No, this is a prudent, carefully designed proposal to protect our financial system from the
If it's prudent and carefully designed, Mr. Secretary, then you would have the answers to some of my questions, such as what size business would be subject to this.
Geithner never wanted to answer this congressman's questions. Not once did he answer. Listen to this from the day before.
I'm asking the questions. Did the people who took out insurance with AIG to insure their retirement plans get reimbursed 100% so they suffered very little loss? Yes or no?
It depends on the nature of those specific contracts. It depends on the nature of those contracts. But what the critical thing is, the damage to the average American pension fund.
No, you did not answer the question. The average American person has already lost 40 to 50% of their insurance plans. Can you give me a yes or no? Anybody there, please.
You said it was the purpose. That was not
I've got 14% unemployment back home. We could lose lots of factories. People are desperate. Half the people have lost half their retirement, or most have lost half their retirement, and not one of you three can give me a yes on that answer, or no.
It was absolutely amazing to watch him. Republican Congressman Don Manzullo. Congressman, they never did give you an answer. Not once. Not one answer.
No. No.
Yeah.
No.
And really, your question was so logical. It was, wait a minute, didn't you take money from my constituents to give it to AIG so somebody else's constituents could not lose their money in this insurance company? Why is that my insurance? Why are my people losing money for your people?
Actually, it's worse than that, Glenn. What we found out is that AIG issued insurance policies to some pension plans to minimize the risk of loss in those pension plans. So most Americans have lost 40, 50, 60% in our pension plans. Then we have to bail out AIG so they can make whole others in their pension plans.
I could go.
That makes it.
We could play this game all day. I can make it even worse than that. They also took over half of that money and sent it to foreign countries. So our U.S. tax dollars went to AIG and then hopped across the pond to foreign countries. Beat that one.
And now what we're finding out, Spencer Backus from Alabama, the ranking Republican minority member of the banking, is discovering that AIG has paid people overseas possibly up to 100%, but now they're negotiating with some local banks that had stocks at AIG to be paid off on 10 to 20 cents on the dollar. It gets worse and worse the more we examine what goes on at AIG.
Congressman, why aren't there more Democrats and Republicans that, I mean, I was for the Democrats that were saying, hey, corporate welfare, what are we doing? You know, in the last administration, we're not doing corporate welfare now. We are making state-run companies. Only the giants are going to survive with the help of the country and the taxpayer dollars. Why aren't there more people on the Hill that are outraged by this? What's going on?
Well, I think what's going on, Glenn, there's so much going on. The war in Afghanistan, the Iranians and the North Koreans threatening with additional nuclear capabilities, cap and trade, socialized medicine. I think it's an effort by the administration to put so many things on the table at one time, overwhelm the people in the American Congress that bad things get through.
Yeah.
I mean, we found out, we were given a memo that was circulated by the chairman of our committee, Barney Frank.
Oh, wait. Hang on, because I got to take a break. Oh, wait for it. Oh, we need a few minutes just to savor this memo from Barney Frank. We'll share it next.
Tonight, will Catholic pressure force the fighting?
You don't want to miss the factor tonight. I'm going to be on it. I know. It's crazy that time. What are the odds? I got this last week for Bill O'Reilly. I was down at Disney World for the Children's Miracle Network. What are the odds? Everybody in the studio says, No way. 100% of everybody on the show says, no way you can get him to wear it. Really? Oh, we'll see. Tonight, don't miss the O'Reilly Factor. Okay. Republican Congressman Don Manzullo is with us. And you were talking about, I get to read it, but you tell me how you got this from Barney Frank. How did he pass this out, sir?
Well, it's a memo that Chairman Frank passed out to the members of the Financial Services Committee, and I'm a member of that committee. Yeah. And it talks about the regulators worldwide scrutinize bankers' pay, and it implies that he wants to move towards a worldwide regulation of the compensation paid to executives of American financial capital.
That's fantastic.
American financial companies.
Here it is. Here.
It's so radical I couldn't even pronounce it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It wants to, if I may, Barney Frank, create an internationally coordinated effort to restrain compensation packages for employees of companies that have received assistance from their government.
No, it's more than that. It's broader than that.
Really?
It's to create international standards of compensation for any company in the world involved in financials if that company is big enough to have an impact upon the economy of a country. It's much broader than a company receiving assistance.
Congressman, have you ever thought, I mean, at real moments of frustration with all of the stuff that's going on in the world, just taking Barney Frank by the lapels and going, what's wrong with you, man? Have you ever thought of that?
Well, no, not really. I mean, I get along with everybody, Glenn. The issues are so intense that you look at them. I mean, I look at Mr. Geithner and say, you know, I mean, I respect you, but I don't understand where you're coming from. I've got his testimony in front of the committee yesterday. He says regulators must issue standards for executive compensation practice across all financial firms, period. And then that ties in with the article that Mr. Frank passed out, talking about international regulation, and then that ties in with the so-called faux pas that Mr. Geithner said a couple of days ago about getting rid of the greenback as the international currency of exchange and accepting some international currency of exchange. This is frightening, Glenn.
Congressman, I'm with you, and I appreciate it, and you keep fighting hard, and we'll keep covering it. I will tell you this. The only thing that keeps me going is the fact that I think Timothy